Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza, and today is Wednesday, April 30th. You're watching Phuket Xtra, brought to you by pbcphuket.com. A Phuket taxi driver is facing charges, with more possibly coming down the pipe after footage emerged that showed him blocking an ambulance that resulted in the death of a 63-year-old man.
The incident reportedly took place on Sunday morning, according to authorities, who say that it all began at about 8:15 a.m. when they received the report of a 62-year-old man who collapsed at a durian plantation in Kamala. A rescue team from Patong Hospital was dispatched to bring the man back to a local hospital. However, while on their way to the hospital, a green plate taxi began obstructing the ambulance, driving slowly on the far left lane, reportedly to swerve a parked vehicle. Dashcam footage shows the ambulance unable to get past the taxi, with the driver of the vehicle refusing to get out of the way. It was all caught on dashcam footage from a vehicle in the vicinity, with witnesses later telling police that the taxi did not move aside despite the sirens from the ambulance. Ultimately, the ambulance took too long to get to the hospital, and the man was pronounced dead at about 8:45 a.m. Patong police reviewed the footage, which they used to identify and track down the taxi driver, who was called in for questioning on Monday. While he was initially charged with obstructing an emergency vehicle and violating the right of a patient, police say that more charges could be considered pending an investigation. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Another parasail accident has taken place on the island, this time involving a foreign tourist who suffered a leg injury after falling from a parasail onto a jet ski at Patong Beach.
The incident took place shortly before 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday behind the Bangla police box at Patong Beach. Kusodon Foundation rescue workers arrived at the scene to find 26-year-old Mohammed Irfan Badat on the sand, conscious but with a serious injury to his right leg. He was taken to Patong Hospital for treatment. Patong police have so far only revealed that the tourist fell from the parasail and crashed into a jet ski, though more details were not made available. The investigation is ongoing. Parasail activities are popular with tourists on the island, but several incidents over the past few years have seen people suffer dire consequences when things go wrong. Just 3 months ago, on January 5th, a 31-year-old parasail staffer on Kharon Beach plunged 200 feet to his death, hitting the water in plain view of tourists on the beach. He was not wearing a harness at the time and was not clipped on to prevent him from falling. A subsequent investigation prompted local authorities to remind operators to take safety seriously and require certain standard procedures. Also, in February of last year, a Chinese woman on a parasail also on Kharon Beach had a crash landing on the beach and plummeted to the sand, which snapped her leg and saw her shin bone protrude from her leg. It took hours for her to get to a local hospital, and initially, the parasail operator refused to cover her medical expenses. It wasn't until she posted about her ordeal on social media that local authorities took her incident seriously. Then you have the incident from last July, when a 26-year-old Saudi tourist on a parasail got caught in the top of a pine tree at Kamala Beach. Then you have another tragic case, this time of 70-year-old Australian tourist Roger John Hussey, who fatally plunged more than 100 feet into the water while on a parasail, also on Kharon Beach, back in July of 2017. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
During his official visit to Phuket this week, British Ambassador to Thailand Mark Gooding met with Phuket Governor Sopon Suwanarat, where the ambassador thanked Phuket for its hospitality toward British visitors and urged Thai authorities to remind tourists that cannabis remains illegal in the UK.
Ambassador Mark Gooding met with the governor on Monday, the same day the ambassador helped open the new innovation hub at British International School Phuket. During their meeting at Phuket Provincial Hall, the ambassador highlighted the issue of cannabis, which is now legal in Thailand, stressing the importance of informing the public, particularly travelers, about laws in the United Kingdom prohibiting the importation of cannabis, even in small amounts. While medical cannabis is legal in the UK, if prescribed by a specialist for certain health problems, cannabis remains illegal to possess, grow, distribute, or sell in the UK. It is a Class B drug with penalties for unlicensed dealing, unlicensed production, and unlicensed trafficking of up to 14 years in prison, an unlimited fine, or both. Since the law was changed in Thailand back in 2022, Thai authorities have continuously intercepted the smuggling of cannabis buds out of Thailand, particularly involving British nationals. Thailand's customs department alone has confiscated 2.1 tons destined for the UK, according to reports. Ambassador Gooding also thanked Phuket for its care and hospitality toward British visitors, and noted the significance of this year marking 170 years of diplomatic relations between the two nations. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
A recent report from global real estate consultant Knight Frank is saying that Phuket's hotel market is doing so well with a 10% year-on-year increase on average room rates that the local market can likely support the opening of 18 new hotels on the island that are planned over the next 2 years.
The average room rates in Phuket has reached a record high of 5,481 Thai baht compared to the year before, a 10% increase, mostly within the luxury and upscale segments. In 2024, Phuket saw just 3 new hotels open their doors, including 2 in Patong and 1 in Chengtalay, which brought Phuket's total room count to 45,299. However, from now through to late 2026, 18 new hotels are expected to open on the island, an increase in total supply of just over 9%, largely luxury and upper-scale hotels. The news comes as the airports of Thailand, the AOT, released arrival data from April 1st to the 21st. During that period, the Phuket International Airport has seen a decrease of Chinese daily arrivals from over 3,000 during high season to just over 1,300 this month. However, there have been so many arrivals from Russia and Turkey that they've largely offset the drop in Chinese arrivals. For all of 2025 so far, the Phuket Airport has welcomed just over 3.5 million international passengers, surpassing the 3.28 million recorded during the corresponding period of 2019, the record-breaking tourism year for Thailand. Phuket International Airport General Manager Monchai Tanod says that the total passenger number would reach 18 million in Phuket, up from 16 million that was recorded last year. In fact, while the feasibility studies continue on the proposed Andaman Airport in neighboring Phang Nga Province, General Manager Monchai says that they are in the process of designing a new international terminal building for the Phuket International Airport that can accommodate an additional 5 million passengers a year. The AOT also announced opening up the land surrounding its 6 airports around the country, including at Phuket Airport, totaling 2,512 rai to investors to develop new real estate projects. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by pbcphuket.com. We'll be off for the holiday tomorrow, May 1st, but we'll be back on Friday. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000, and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks-and-mortar investment, offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.